Welcome into another edition of SC Checks In. I've got Savage Storm football All-American Raheem Wilson with us. Raheem currently plays in the CFL. He's kind of been all over the world playing football. Raheem, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you taking time to come out today. Raheem played 4 years for the Savage Storm. Like I said, he was an All-American, two-time All-Great American Conference selection from DeSoto, Texas. Raheem, talk about your recruitment when you came, or your recruitment to Southeastern.
Recruitment for me was kind of a rocky start, to my college experience. Going into my senior year, I didn't have many schools show interest in the undersized quarterback. After my senior year, however, I got a couple looks from some schools, but they were all in the Great American Conference, as funny as that is. And at the time, I think I had a big head, and I thought I was better than I actually was. And so, I kept blowing all these schools off, like, man, I'm D1, I'm D1, I'm D1. Well, closer to signing day, all my friends, are starting to choose their schools, and they're getting ready to sign. And I'm looking around like, man, I don't want to be the only one, that doesn't. So about a week before signing day, Southeastern reaches out. They bring me on a visit, and it was cool. I liked the coach that recruited me at the time. He was a real cool dude. I could see myself there, playing ball, and that's what I would love to do. That's what I want to do. So, 2 days later, I went ahead and, decided to go with Southeastern.
So you get to Southeastern, you go through the redshirt program, you go through all the workouts and all that stuff, and then, like I said, you did not hesitate to start for 4 years. Talk about your playing time at Southeastern, and maybe talk about some people that really influenced your life and taught you how to be a professional in everything that you do.
Well, the first couple years at Southeastern was hard. I'm not gonna lie. Being from a huge city in Dallas, transitioning to small town Durant, it took some time to get used to. Basically, I was just looking for more distractions, more things to do. Thinking I needed, more to do. But honestly, I didn't. I just needed more focus, and that's where Southeastern and Durant, actually blessed me more than I thought it would. But our first 2 years at Southeastern, I think we went 1-9 my first year. I got there second, and then 2-8 the following year. So it was pretty rough, on a losing team. However, I don't know, something about the culture just changed. Had a couple coaches changes, and the environment just changed in general. And we were demonstrated what hard work looks like. My position coach, Charles Burks, who's probably still one of the greatest coaches I've had in my life. He took me under his wing, and he held me accountable. Like you said, people that influenced me and showed me what it was like to be a pro. Charles Burks was, the epitome of that. He was first one in the office every day, last one to leave. And I watched that from a distance, and I wanted to embody that. And like I said, he held me accountable, day in and day out, not just on the field, but in the classroom as a man. And he helped me grow a lot. So it was major for me. A guy, for me, I was extremely, I would say, lazy, before I got to college, and I didn't know what hard work meant. I didn't know what it felt like to be held accountable. So Charles Burks, my position coach, was huge for me. Sean Cooper, my strength and conditioning coach to this day, he also, held me accountable and showed me what it was like to put in the work. And then our head coach, Bo Atterbury, one of the greatest leaders I ever seen and ever been around. It's just those men like that, having men like that to look up to and to follow in their footsteps. You're going to be led in the right direction. So that was huge for me. Then the following years, we started to get better. The entire, like I said, the culture changed, and the squad knew what it meant to appreciate the little things, and I think that changed the game for us. Yeah, man. Junior year, I did well. I think I got honorable mention, Great American Conference, but I think I was kind of snubbed in that fact. I think I did a lot better than all of honorable mention.
I would agree.
Yeah. I didn't complain though. I didn't complain. I just like, it's whatever. I didn't care about the accolades. I didn't care about the individual awards. Honestly, I just wanted to win. And so then my senior year, I think I put everything I had onto the Southeastern field in the summertime. I grinded harder than I ever did in my life. And that just set me up to have a great All-American season my senior year. I didn't think I was doing that great. Honestly, like I said, I was more focused on the wins and losses, and I was wanting so bad to win a conference championship that I didn't even recognize I was having that good of a year until the end of the year. My friends were like, man, what do you think you're going to get? You think you're going to get first team? I was like, man, I better get first team all conference. And that's honestly as big as I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that first team all conference was it all for me. But then all regions came. I got first team all regions. And I was like, man, you can get all American. I'm like, that'd be cool, right? So
Yeah.
all American comes out and I get second team all American. And it was just, I was grateful. I was grateful for it all, because it just summed up the entire experience I had in Southeastern. Starting off, it didn't look the best. And I think my life was heading in a completely different direction. And then, just a couple guys here and there, a couple men here and there, show me what men, do on a daily basis. And, I finished up All-American, and I'm thankful for the entire experience. I loved it all.
For those that don't know or never got to see him play, I got to see Raheem play quite a bit. I worked at a couple schools that were in the conference after I left Southeastern, and Raheem was the type of corner that he shut down one side of the field. And I remember one specific time at a school I was at, quarterback threw over his way, and I think you took it to the house. I think you picked, it was a pick six, and I just dropped my head and said, oh man, so I saw when the ball came out, Raheem went after it. So you get done playing at Southeastern, All-American, get all the accolades, and then you start training immediately for the NFL Combine. And I don't know, you said your strength coach and trainer is Sean Cooper, and I think you've been with him 6 years, I think.
Yeah. It's been a while. It's 6-7 years. We've been together for some time.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's like clockwork there. So you start training for the Combine, and then you had an opportunity come up in Germany, and so like I said before, he got to go play football around the world. What was it like living and playing football in Germany?
It was amazing. I didn't have any expectations going into it because I didn't know what it would be like out there. I had never been outside of the country before that. And so I was like, man, I'm just going to make the most of this experience. Sean Cooper, like you said, my trainer, he played some years out there, and he said it was some of the funnest times of his life, and so I was like, well, I hope mine is memorable as that. So I go out there, and, the team I'm on, it's just a great team, a great group of guys. The Germans were very welcoming. They made sure we were taken care of at all times. And it was a blessing to just be a part of a new culture, to see how other people live, and to see a new country, see new countries, new cultures. Because, I traveled a little bit while I was out there. But Europe was amazing. The football, I would say it's a little behind, as far as the States, especially here in the South, we take, football extremely serious. And so it's a grind day in and day out. But Germany gave me a chance to sit back and actually remember why I fell in love with sport in the first place. And so it became less about the wins and losses and more about, just making sure I was giving my best and enjoying the game, and giving the game my best, version of myself. Funny as that may be, we ended up being like the winningest team in, German history. I don't think we lost. I didn't lose the game while I was out there, so that was pretty cool too. Yeah.
So when you get the call,
yeah,
did you even hesitate, or did you say, no, I'm going to Germany?
Well, they were telling me, if Raheem, doesn't get a chance in the NFL, would he be interested in coming to Germany? And I was like, well, if it doesn't work out in the NFL, then yeah, I'd love to. I'd seen it as an opportunity, and I didn't want to waste it.
So when you lived over there, did you have a car? Did you live with a host family? What was it like living over there for those 2 years?
Well, we had what we called the Ami house. And so that's what they called the Americans that come over there were Amis. And so there was 2 different Ami houses, and it was split up into like four rooms, 4 in each house, and we shared 2 cars. And so we weren't paid extremely well. However, they made sure we was taken care of, so we would have meals to eat at in restaurants in town. And so, like I said, that just gave us more opportunity to like truly indulge in the culture. Um, but yeah, we shared and we spent a lot of time together. I spent some time with guys from all around, from Boston to Southwestern Oklahoma State. Had a guy that was out there that I became good friends with. Yeah, it was just guys from all around the country that I was just hanging out with on a daily basis, and we got extremely close.
That's awesome. So that was
Yeah.
going to lead into my next question is, is it a lot of American football players out there just playing another country, or is it from literally all over the world?
More European players. German players are the majority, and then you're gonna have other Europeans like guys from Italy or just northern countries or around. But then they bring in American players to who didn't get a chance, like me, who didn't get a chance at the NFL, and so they try to make those guys, build a team around those guys, and those are usually your star-studded players. But yeah, we made the most of it.
So you're out there, and then you come back, you get an opportunity with the CFL. Did you have an idea, or was that a cold call? Just, hey, we want you to come out, or how did that transpire?
Yeah, well, it started, I guess, in 2018. Before my second year in Germany, I had attended a thing called the Spring League, and it was hosted in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was just a chance for guys to showcase their skills. A lot of guys who had played previously, maybe in the NFL or CFL or just coming out of college, just to get, some extra tape out there for NFL scouts or CFL scouts. Well, that's when I got introduced to, my CFL team now, Calgary Stampeders, and they were interested in, in my play. So after the Spring League, they brought me out to a rookie minicamp in Florida, and, I basically tried out for the team there. The funny thing is, the first year I actually didn't make it. I think they took 7 players out of 15, and they told me I was the 8th man out. So I was one player away from being on the Calgary Stampeders the year before. But that didn't falter my spirit. I went back out to Germany the second year. And I think I took my game to another level once again and played well the second year. So as soon as my second year in Germany was over, Calgary Stampeders reached out to me and was like, hey, we'd like to go ahead and give you a contract. And so, after that, it was just it was a humbling experience. I was blessed. I was like, all right, well, I know I'm ready to, take my game to the next level, so I went ahead and signed with Calgary, then went to another tryout. They took me to the same tryout again, basically. So I'm on contract with them, but that doesn't technically mean I'm on the team, So, I'm out here with a whole bunch of rookies, and I'm like having to prove myself once again, regardless if I had signed anything. And I ended up being, the number one DB there. They said that, I was number one on all their lists, and that just was, I don't know, man. It's something I can't explain. It was a proud moment for me, to go from the 8th man out to, number one DB that they wanted to take. So they invited me into Maine training camp. I made it through the waves of cuts, and then, my first year in Calgary was last year.
Yeah. You had 2 interceptions last year, and I remember I watched an interview with you saying you want more.
Yeah.
So your preparation, you prepare when you're in college for a game, you prepare in the GFL when you're for a game, and then you prepare in the CFL for a game. What's the biggest difference between the three? I mean, because like we talked about, at that point you're training like a pro, and then eventually you are a pro, and it's all on you. What does your preparation look like, for games, and how much did it differ between the leagues?
I would say it's not too different, to be honest, because my approach pretty much stays consistent. I prepare for a team regardless of how well I think they are. However, in Germany, it was more so a confidence thing, because I felt as if since I didn't make it to the NFL, since I did get rejected by CFL the first year, I wanted to just prove to myself that I could go out there and just compete and be, a great player. And then I wanted to be a great teammate as well. So just, with those two things in mind, it wasn't so much more about like the X's and O's, and more about just making sure I was prepared physically and mentally day in and day out. And then when it comes to like college ball and CFL ball, I prepare like a madman because now the receivers you're going up against, each week, there's going to be a top receiver. And I like to take on that challenge as to eliminate that top receiver, because if I can take away an offensive top receiver, then I've just done so much to put my team in a position to win, which is what it's all about. So when it comes to the X's and O's, become a little more important when it comes to the CFL or college ball, because teams, may not be as predictable. And in Germany, a couple teams are a little predictable, and I would find their favorite plays, and I'm waiting on that each game. Each game I'm waiting on one or two plays. I just know if I get these one or two plays, I get that look that I like, I'm going to make a play on it. And so that's what I would wait on then, rather than the CFL and college ball. You got to be a little more patient. You got to be sound and technical. Like, you got to be extremely technical. You got to make sure you're winning your battle every play. And so, but at the same time, every time I step on that field, I'm making sure I'm giving my team my best.
So where are you at right now with your team in the CFL? You're obviously training, staying in shape. You're eating, playing video games. I do know that from your
yeah.
But
yeah.
Where are you right now with all that, and what have you been up to? Do you talk to the head coach? Do you talk to your position coach? Or, I mean, how does that dynamic work right now? And in a normal setting, where would you be?
In a normal setting, I think we'd be in camp right now as we speak. We'd be in the middle of camp, getting ready to play our first preseason game. However, with everything that's going on with COVID, it postponed our season a couple months. And, my head coach reached out to me maybe a week ago. He talked to me, just want to catch up. It was real cool of him. And then, the defensive backs on the roster right now, we meet up every Sunday and, we just talk about football. We just, go over some of the plays and we watch film together. This Zoom thing is an amazing thing nowadays. So, we all watch the same film at one time, on our different devices. And so, we're just playing it by ear. Hopefully we'll have a season, in 2020. And we're hoping for an August start, maybe September. At the same time, we don't have a clue. So I'm just doing what I can to make sure I stay in shape. I'm still training out here in Durant, Oklahoma, not too far from Southeastern. I think I've been there. I've been at Southeastern a couple times, during these quarantine stages, just get to continue my working out. It's something about that place. I can't stay away from it. I love to go out there every now and then on that field on Paul Laird, and run around sometimes. It takes me back. But yeah, I'm here in Durant, and I'm staying in shape, working out at C4, and then on the side, I help train some of the other younger kids that are here in the Texoma area. And I mean, it's my passion. I love it. I love giving back, to these kids in the community. What this game has taught me, just both physically and mentally. So, that's pretty much what my time consists of. If I'm not training, I'm training other kids. If I'm not training other kids, I'm eating and playing video games.
Yep. There it is. So that kind of segues into the next deal. When I say Southeastern Oklahoma State University, what does that mean to you?
Family. It means family. I grew up, I was raised in Dallas, but I didn't grow up until I made it to Southeastern, and it means a lot to me. The relationships I made at Southeastern will never, those bonds will never be broken. I met the people that I'm going to be around for the rest of my life. Some of my best friends in college, and then some of my greatest mentors, and people I look up to. I will have a relationship with them for the rest of my life. And then I constantly have those memories, of just that college experience. Not so much about the football, but just the time that was spent together. You spend so much time with a group of guys day in and day out that you have so many memories to look back on, and you can't help but just be thankful that you have such pleasant memories. And even the bad ones, you get to look back on and just still think that I lived a full life in college with a great group of people around me.
It says a lot. We talk to a lot of people, and they kind of say the same thing. There's something about this place that draws them back here, and it is a special place. And And like I said, we produce some special individuals just like Raheem. And, Raheem, whenever this weight room and all that stuff gets done and we open up and it's safe to come back, I want you to come check it out. I want you to see firsthand what we've done, because I know back when you were here, we were still working out under the stadium, and which a lot of stuff got done there. And so we're excited though for this new facility, and we definitely want to see you in it, and we want to see more of you. And I appreciate when you do come back. So, man, is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to say to your teammates, fans, anybody?
No, not much. Just stay safe out there, guys. And in this time of chaos, just make sure that everybody's working on themselves. And, just trying to make sure they're becoming better people at the end of the day, because there's a lot going on between politics and sickness and quarantine. It seems like more than ever right now we need people to stand up and just love one another. We need to spread love. And the only way to spread love is if you show love to yourself. You got to fill your own cup. So, to everyone out there, just do your best to make sure you're the best self for those around you. And, that's about it, man. Thanks for having me, Dutton. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
Well, there it is, Storm fans. Like he said, when the CFL kicks off, you're going to be able to see Raheem making plays on the field, and I can't wait. And then hopefully he has a big year this year, and we get to see him on an NFL roster. That would be awesome. So
yeah, great. And if anyone is looking to get some training, you can message me on Facebook or Instagram or whatever you got, Twitter, and I'd love to be of assistance to anyone who's trying to get better at their craft.
Raheem is a pro, and he presents himself as a pro in everything that he does. There it is, Storm fans. Savage Storm Football All-American, current CFL football player, Raheem Wilson. Raheem, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.